So I'm going to introduce you to the language focuses that are coming up in your homework for next time. All right? So the next time we meet, you will understand and you will give me the answers to all of the homework items. Let's look at page 68. We have two language focus boxes at the top. And we have one language focus at the bottom. So let's look at those. The first one is about the simple past tense of regular verbs. The simple past tense of regular verbs. Can you say that? Yes? Say. Simple past tense of regular verbs. Okay, on the left side we have the affirmative, and on the right side we have the negative. So in the affirmative, you see the first column shows the subject. I, we, you, they, he, she, it. And the past tense in English is very easy, easier than Spanish, for example, because in English, the past tense form is the same for any subject. For example, look, past tense, looked. We write L-O-K-E-D, and we pronounce looked with a t sound. Looked. I looked. I looked. We looked. You looked. They looked. He looked. She looked. It looked. Past tense. How about the word play with ed? We pronounce played. I played. We played. You played. They played. He played. She played. It played. Want plus ed, wanted. This has another syllable. So want is one syllable. Wanted is another syllable. We have to add a syllable. I wanted. We wanted. You wanted. They wanted. He wanted. She wanted. It wanted. So when we make an affirmative verb, if the verb is regular, we add ed to the spelling of the verb. When we make a negative, we don't use ed. We use did. And we say did, not. Then we use the base form. So if we have the verb like, we don't put ed at the end of it. We say did not like. I did not like that movie. We did not like the ice cream. You did not like my cooking. They did not like the story. He did not like the girl. She did not like the green beans. It did not like the dog food. If we have the verb enjoy, we don't use ed for negative. We say did not. But we can also use the contraction didn't. Same meaning. We use didn't in spoken English very frequently. So now let's try saying didn't. I didn't enjoy the story. We didn't enjoy the music. You didn't enjoy the dance. They didn't enjoy the television show. He didn't enjoy the weather. She didn't enjoy the food. It didn't enjoy the water. Now let's try the word touch. Touch, touch, touch. I didn't touch your things. We didn't touch them. You didn't touch my hand. They didn't touch their heads. They touched their shoulders. He didn't touch his chest. She didn't touch her neck. It didn't touch the ground. Those are negatives. Now, on the right side, the language focus is on the pronunciation of how to pronounce the ED words. Let's say the word pronunciation. Excuse me, can you say that, please? Pronunciation of regular past tense ED verb endings. In the first column, you'll see the words with ED that have only a single T or D sound. And in the second column, you see words that have an extra syllable ud. So the first syllable, the first column, the words don't pronounce the E, just pronounce the D, sometimes like a T and sometimes like a D. Listen carefully and repeat. Walked. Walked. I walked today, I walk every day, but yesterday I walked. Kissed. I kiss you every day, I kissed you this morning. Jumped. The children jump every day, they jumped last night. Played. We play every day, we played yesterday. Loved. I love your cooking, and I loved the apple pie you made last week. Cheered. We cheer for our team, and last Saturday we cheered for our team. Now the second column, remember, has an extra syllable, ud. Wait, waited. Wait, want, wanted. So every day I wait for the bus. This morning I waited for the bus. Wanted. Today I want to talk with you. Last week I wanted to talk with you. Needed. Now I need some new shoes. Last week I needed some new shoes. Added. You know how students like to add to my class? Every year, every semester, students want to add to my class. At the beginning of this semester, I added some new students. I added some new students. Let's take a look at some of the examples at the bottom of those language focus boxes. Okay, so here we have some sentences on the left side at the bottom and at the right side at the bottom. Listen and repeat, please. Jessica didn't die in the hole.
Jessica died in the hole.
Emergency workers saved Jessica. Emergency workers saved Jessica. They cheered and repeated nursery rhymes. They cheered and repeated nursery rhymes. Okay, now we're talking about the spelling of past tense words. So look at the bottom. Spelling rules for regular past tense verbs. Most verbs, what do? We add ed. For example, want, wanted. Look, looked. Both of those have ed endings in spelling. Now, sometimes we have a verb that ends in e already, like the word hope, H-O-P-E. You don't need to add an e. It already has an e, so you just add the letter D. Hope, hoped. The word arrive has VE at the end. We don't need to add another E. We just add the letter D. Arrive, arrived. Now, the third case is if we have a verb that ends in a consonant plus Y, then we change the Y to I and add ED. For example, cry, C-R-Y. Cried, C-R-I-E-D. For example, carry, C-A-R-R-Y. And carried, C-A-R-R-I-E-D. Now, the next one is a little tricky because you have to listen to pronunciation to help you understand this one. Verbs ending in a consonant plus a vowel and another consonant, you must double the final consonant and then add ed. For example, stop, S-T-O-P. So we have consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant. In this kind of word, we have to double the P. So we spell S-T-O-P-P-E-D. We don't pronounce it as an extra syllable, just sound. Stopped, stopped. How about the word plan? P-L-A-N. And then we add a double N. We have to put another N and then E-D. Plan, P-L-A-N. And planned, P-L-A-N-N-E-D. Planned. Please take a look at the language focus on the next page to help you understand how to form the questions. What kind of questions? Yes, no questions in the simple past. So this grammar is good for both regular and irregular verbs. When we ask a yes-no question, we start with the word did. Then we have the subject, I or you, we or they or he or she or it. Then we have the base form verb. So if we use the word did, don't add ed. Just use the base form, the simple form. No ing, no s, no ed. So did I help? Did we crawl? Did you start? Did they see? Did he take? Did she go? Did it go? Did it see? So did it? Did you? Right? This is how we have to start our yes-no question in English. So pay attention to that because I think it's very different from your language. You probably don't have did in your language, right? So in English, you have to remember to start the question, the past tense question with did, and then the subject. And the second part, so there are two parts of the verb. The first part is the auxiliary verb or helping word did. And then the next part is the base form of the verb. Did I help? Did we crawl? So it has two parts, did crawl and did help. Then we can make a short answer. We can say, yes, I did. Yes, we did. Yes, you did. Yes, they did. Yes, he did. Yes, she did. Yes, it did. Or we can make an answer, no. No, I didn't. No, we didn't. No, you didn't. No, they didn't. No, he didn't. No, she didn't. No, it didn't. So these are the language focuses that are going to help you a lot with past tense. And those are the regular ones. Are all verbs in English regular? No. Some of them are irregular. If they are irregular, they don't have any ed. They have a different form, and you need to memorize them. You need to memorize. For example, go, the past tense is not goed. The past tense is went. Right. In some languages, they're also irregular verbs. Some of you speak Spanish, right? So there's some regular verbs and some irregular verbs. But if you speak Vietnamese or Chinese, there's no change in the past and present. So you have to learn which ones are regular with ed and which ones are irregular. And then you can learn the base forms here. All right, so you're going to do a lot with past tense grammar When you prepare for our class in